I would like to request Air Marshal Dr. Pawan Kapoor, Vice Chairman, Rules Education, to please address. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Dinesh. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this roundtable conference which we're having after 2 years of COVID. Normally, we have this every year, and this is attended by various delegates from different Russian universities and some of the leading universities of India located in the NCR region. The purpose of this roundtable conference is to establish relationships and to take forward certain agreements for mutual collaboration in medical education, in research, in student exchange programs, faculty exchange programs, both through online and offline modes, because COVID has taught us there is also modes of offline interactions, online interactions. And lastly, it is just to ensure that the Indian students who are studying in Mari or in other universities, Aurangabad State or Palm State Medical Universities, when they come back, they can fall back upon these institutions with whom they have got collaboration for their observership program or for maybe get preference for internship as and so when the case such arises. I take this opportunity to welcome firstly Director of Mari State University sitting on my right. He has taken his time off to come here, and has been by his gracious presence you will understand that he seriously represents the interests of both Mari State University as well as of all the Indian students, which are almost 1500 plus students studying in Mari State University. We also take this opportunity to welcome our Director of Russian Education, Russian Center for Science and Culture here in Russian House, Mr. Asipov Alek. He is the main inspiration behind holding up this roundtable conference, and he is also the person who constantly and continuously monitors each and every activity that we perform as Rus Education, also whether the students are getting their dues or not, and the follow-up and monitoring of the students who are actually taking their education in Russia. So the students, while studying in Russia, they know they have a friend, philosopher and guide present in Russian Federation here who will listen to their problem with empathy and try to solve them as and when their case arises. So thank you, sir, for being here with us. We have representatives from Palm State Medical University, from Aurangabad State Medical University. They are all present here to go ahead and take this conversation forward. As far as the Indian delegates are concerned, for all of you, we have got very very eminent personalities in the field of medical and dental education here with us right now. We'll start from here. Okay, I forgot to welcome my good friend Elena Godwin. She has been constantly with us and doing what we are not doing. Okay, helping us to do what we are not able to do. Thank you, Elena ma'am, for being here with us. We have got Dr. Reena Nair here with us. She was the additional secretary of the Medical Council of India before it got dissolved into the National Medical Commission. She has been a pillar of support for all our students studying in Russia, because we found her a very great friend in Medical Council. Whenever they had issues and problems, we would get back to her and she would promptly look into the issues and problems. Till date, she advises and guides the students on how to move forward in terms of their eligibility, in terms of their foreign medical graduate examination. So we lean upon her heavily for that support. She is currently the executive director of Sri Govind Singh Bicentennial University and Medical College and Hospital and Research Center. Along with her is Major General SPS Kocher, retired. He is the Dean of SGT Medical College Hospital and Research Institute. He has been, of course, with me in the services, and we have worked together in very tough situations in some tough locations. Next name is General P.K. Singh. He has been the Additional Director General of Medical Services in Indian Army earlier, and thereafter he has taken on the careers of being the Principal of Al-Falah Medical College and University in Faridabad, and he is one of the most qualified person in the field of community medicine and health. Then we have Dr. Shyama Nagarajan. She is an alumnus of All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Delhi. She is a hospital administrator of great repute, and she has been representing. She went into a lot of places. She worked with UNICEF. She worked with World Bank. She is currently the executive director of Academy of Hospital Administration, and at present she has got her own company. What is it called? Sahamantrit. No, you have to explain the meaning of that. Okay. Then we have got, she has been the main force behind, getting the Santosh Medical College on board for this roundtable conference with us. So we have got Dr. Rajiv Aluwalia, who is the Dean Student Welfare of Santosh Medical College. We have got Dr. Sharad Gupta, who is the Dean Academics of Santosh Medical College. And we also have, Madam, can you just introduce yourself?
I'm Dr. Dakshina and I'm the Director IPC at Santosh.
She is Director of Internal Quality Assurance of Santosh Medical College. And we have got Dr. Mrs. Vanita Mittal. She is the General Academics from Max Healthcare Institute. And she has been actually training our students from various Russian universities during the observation program for in the discipline of medicine, surgery, obstetrics, gynecology, and pediatrics. They come and undergo the a very senior colleague from the Armed Forces Dental Services, General Vimal Arora. He is the pillar of the Armed Forces Dental Services right from the time that I have known him. Because anything new that happened in the dental services of the Armed Forces, General Vimal Arora was behind it. He is now the clinical care officer for Globe Dental. And under his leadership, I just saw Globe Dental growing from unit numbers to hundreds. Maybe it might soon reach thousands. So thank you, sir, for being with us. He is also the most highly decorated officer from the Armed Forces present amongst us. Medical Sciences from ground till now one of the largest hospitals in Faridabad and probably in India. That is the Amrita Institute of Medical Sciences Hospital in Faridabad. They are starting a university. They have started the university. They will be starting a medical college shortly. So he has worked from scratch in COVID against all construction activities being banned, but he managed to get this university on ground. So he is here with us to share his experiences. Thank you very much all of you for being here with us.
So largest in Asia.
I hope so. The largest in Asia. I will not comment because people might quote me and somebody will say I have got 2,601 beds, then I will be in trouble. So it is better to say one of the largest hospitals in Asia. So thank you all for being here with us. Now I request Dr. Dinesh to please start the proceeding. We will request the Director of Russian Education, Mr. Rasiko Balgo, please start the proceedings by communicating his thoughts on medical education in this country and what does he see this roundtable conference to be as.
Thank you very much. I'm very glad to see all of you, to make acquaintances with new faces, with new important people. So, do you hear me like that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And it is a great honor to whom such a conference here in New Delhi in our Russian Cultural Center, because it is a meeting point between two sciences. I would say so, between the medical science in Russia and the medical science in India. And I think that our two countries are among the best in this field in the world, India and Russia. And so I'm very glad that you will exchange your points of view, exchange your programs with Russian Indian colleagues, with Russian colleagues. And I would like also to thank the Rus Education Company, which actually organized this important event. I'm not so strong in medical sciences because I'm a bureaucrat. I'm just a director of this center, so I think that in substance it will be better to talk to my Russian colleagues about medical matters. But I only wish good work to your conference, and thank you for coming.
Thank you very much for your kind words. And before I hand over to Rector of Mari State University, I want to place something on record, something which probably you are not aware, so I would like to make this audience aware. You know, we have around 20,000 students from Ukraine who have been displaced because of the current situation in Ukraine. Now, we tried, everybody tried, the students have tried, they tried to go to the courts of law, tried to get some benefit for them, but they are still struggling to know what their future is all about. The government of Russian Federation, the Minister of Higher Education, Ministry of Higher Education for Russia, the Russian Federation here in Delhi, and our own Russian House, represented by the director here, and the representatives of various universities who are present here, including the rector of the Mari State University, they have together taken a decision that all these students, without undergoing any loss of their academic years, will be readjusted into various Russian universities. So I think this is a major step forward for those beleaguered Indian students who probably would not have been able to achieve their dreams of becoming professional doctors. This initiative not only needs to be applauded, but needs to be appreciated in the true spirit in which they have come forward to hold the hands of these students. Not only this, they have been told that you will not lose an academic year, and whatever deficits are there in your academic curriculum between the Ukrainian universities and the Russian universities will be taken care of, holding additional classes and additional practicals that will be given to them without any additional costs on them. So, I think this really deserves a real round of standing ovation. Now request the rector of Mari State University to say a few words. How did he foresee such a step, firstly, and secondly, how he wishes to, what all in medical education, research, or faculty exchange, what all Mari can aim at contributing and expecting from all of you in terms of the students that come from here, and when they want to come back, what are his expectations from all of us here, and what we can contribute in some way to improve their chances of qualifying their examination.
Thank you very much, dear friends. My name is Mikhail Shevtsov. I'm from Mari State University. It's situated in the center of Russia. It's 700 kilometers to east from Moscow. We work from since 1972, and we classical university. A lot of programs, not only medical programs. That's why we have quite interesting cooperation between subjects and between programs. For example, physics and medical, artificial intelligence, medical, biology, medical, chemistry, medical, and etc. 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 Even different agricultural things with the medical roles is medical, and we have a program in, of course, in science. We work in pharmacy too, and we work with bioenergetic, English mitochondria, thank you very much, it's the same, I think, yeah, mitochondria, and we have big research, and Russian pharma companies produce the medicine, cancer, diabetes, heart problems, ischemic. Thank you very much. And different lung diseases. So in this area we are very open and we are very welcome to cooperate with us. We always joke that good universities have special things in science. Bad universities don't have, because we are very different and we all have our strong sides. And this is our strong sides, of course. Also, we work with space and with distant zoning of Earth from space. We produce different signals, and also with scientific from India in space programs as well. And it's just interesting to see what students come to learn medical. They can extra knowledge, know about space, the satellites, rockets, space rockets. We research space. So it's a great secret for all human beings, and we try to open the secrets together with the Indian science as well. Pedagogical, agricultural, culture, science, ballet. This is Mary State University as well. Would be initiated about ballet dancers who will come. I think I don't know the date. We don't initiate about dates, but when it comes, we invite to Russian beauty. Is a traditional classical Russian dance. It's ballet. In Israel, Shikuchik, Bayderka. Bayderka is very Indian. And of course, sure, it's very high quality. It's world class. Our dancers always different countries, Moscow, St. Petersburg. It's very good. About medicine, we have our medical institute, more than 3,000 students. 100 Indian students, and we have, of course, like all universities with good professors and high quality of education, and it's evaluated already evaluated students from 45 countries and 60 regions of Russian Federation. For Russian Federation, we have 85 regions, and from 60 regions we have students in our university. In our university, more than 60% of students coming. It's not the students from our republic. It's very international, very friendly, and like India, it's a very international country. I know more than 1,000 nationalities live in India, 1,000 different languages. In Russia, more than 100 nationalities live in Russia, more than 100 nationalities live in the Republic, and we have, for example, 2 native languages. Languages cultures and between different people. That's why when the first students come from India and from other countries, it was very easy to adapt them. But Ukrainian students, of course, we understood that they have to be forced to interrupt their education. And of course, it's very hard to change a matter. And but in this situation, we always welcome all students from all over the world. And if Indian students who studied in Ukraine need help, of course we do this. And we, like my dear friend told that we have create special adapt system and we check the knowledge, we give additional courses, extra classes, courses we will free, and in Ukraine and Russia different prices. In Russia it's more expensive, but we adapt the prices as well, and we help to our students because it's not their fault, it's not fault of students, of course, and of course we will help. So, dear friends, let's cooperate, let's do science, let's do education, let's help to our young people create new good world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you for your words. We have with us Professor Tatiana from Deputy from Oregon State Medical University. So I would request you, in case they have got an arrangement with Max Healthcare Institution for observation training of Indian students who come here and undergo the observation training, and that has an impact on the pass percentage of our foreign medical graduate examination. So the practical training carried out by them has had an impact on their practical skills and competencies. So, anything you would like to add, ma'am?
She'll say in Russian and I'll say translating.
So English is fine.
And the Oregon State Medical University was founded in 1942.
У нас в университете только медицинское образование, преподается на 57 кафедрах и работает более чем 600 преподавательских составов, в том числе профессоры, доценты и ассистенты.
Our university is not a classical university. We are a medical university providing education in 57 different departments where we have more than 600 teachers, which include both assistant professors, lecturers.
В нашем университете есть такие факультеты, как лечебное дело для иностранных студентов на английском языке, лечебное дело на русском языке.
We have a faculty of general medicine, especially general medicine faculty for Russian students, where the language of instruction is Russian, and a general medicine faculty for Indian students, where the language of instruction is completely in English. We have other faculties like pediatrics, clinical psychology, dentistry, nursing, and we provide post-graduation to our students also. We have a medical preventive faculty also.
В университете учатся более 8,5 тысяч студентов вообще в целом на всех факультетах, всех формах обучения.
We have a total number of students to 8,500 students in our university.
В том числе более чем 3000 иностранных студентов.
3,000 we have international students.
И индийских студентов. Сейчас более чем 1000, мы ждем где-то курсы, более чем 1200.
We have around 1,300 students from India.
В университете имеется большое количество баз практической подготовки, более 30 находится в Госдепартаменте и области,
more than 30 clinical bases or the hospitals or clinics which are located in the Orenburg region, which are affiliated to our university.
Кроме того, у нас имеются практики и в зарубежных странах, внутри стран, в том числе в 2019 году был заключен договор с МАКС.
In the same area, we have many agreements of cooperation with clinics outside Russia also, and one such example is Max Super Specialty Hospital, and it was a very fruitful organization of cooperation between our university and the hospital.
Где как-то вот очень много сказали.
And many of our students, maximum number, they go to Max Hospital for their summer internship or summer observership program.
Да, имеет, у университета имеется 24, по-моему, договора с иностранными вузами партнерами в 32 странах.
We have more than 24 agreements of cooperation with the international universities of 22 countries.
В том числе это, например, Китай,
China,
Харбинский,
Harbinsk Medical University,
Узбекистан,
from Uzbekistan, Belarus, Kazakhstan, and other countries. So from where the teachers they come to our university, and our teachers go to those universities to read some lectures. And we also have special student mobility programs where students go for a week, 15 days to these universities, and where students are hosted in our university, and the university carries out mutual research programs also.
У нас очень часто приезжают в наш вуз преподаватели из-за рубежа, других университетов, в том числе у нас были ежегодно, когда приезжали профессора из Индии, читали лекции нашим студентам по патологии, фармакологии.
So we have teachers who are coming to our university. They not only provide information about the research programs being carried out in their universities, but also are involved in mutual research programs. Also, we specially organized the visit of Indian lecturers, Indian teachers, professors to our university, where they taught our students as per the curriculum of licensing examination. And because of these programs, they have been very successful, and the result of our university is almost 3 times of the average result of international medical graduates, you can say, or foreign medical graduates have in Indian licensing examination.
Ну, и были, конечно, большое количество исследований по различным медицинским направлениям. Можно перечислять их много, но достаточно скажу, что просто последние 5 лет было получено более 100 патентов по различным исследованиям.
The university is actively carrying out many research programs. In the last 3-4 years, we have received more than 100 patents for the research programs that we have carried out on the basis of our university. So we are also open to have agreements of mutual cooperation with other Indian universities, which can benefit not only the Indian students who go to Orenburg, but also the Indian students who are studying in these universities, and the Russian students who are studying in our university in the form of student mobility, faculty mobility, or the mutual research programs. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Professor Yulia. She is a professor from Orenburg, from Pune State Medical University. So I request you now to say something about the university. If you think you want to speak in Russian, then she will translate.
No, she is comfortable.
I try to speak English.
Can you please mic to?
Hello, dear colleagues. I'm so happy to be visit your country. I want to tell some words about our Perry State Medical University. It's a very old university. It was founded in 1916, and in it was founded in as
Pune State Medical University is one of the oldest universities of medical universities of Russia. It was founded in 1916, and recently, in last year, we had a 105 years celebrations of the establishment of this university.
В нашем университете 5 факультетов основных. Это medical faculty, dentistry, medical preventive faculty, and the faculty of pharmacology and clinical psychology and clinical psychology.
So we have 5 major, again, we are a medical university, we have 5 faculties: general medicine, dentistry, clinical psychology, clinical preventive, and pharmacology.
And also we have like colleges on laboratory diagnostics, pharmacology also, and nursing.
So we have different, in our university, we have 3 different colleges for pharmacology, for nursing, and for laboratory diagnostics.
And with our students for specialists have to study for 6 years. The total amount of our students is 5,400. From foreign countries is 2,000 students, and from India there are 1,005 students. We also have a lot of agreements with more than 18 agreements with different countries such as Italy, French, Germany, Israel, and the main our goal to have exchange between professors. There are a lot of professors who have been working in our university, more than 60 professors, candidates, and doctors of medical sciences. And our students do a lot of research work in different fields of medicine. We have our own programs at our university on cardiology, gynecology, and internal diseases. They're very important, the questions of preventive and personalized therapy. Our students go abroad, and opposite, we also invite foreign professors from a lot of universities. For example, from India, so many professors, and they read lectures on different topics to our Indian students. For example, we have a lot of clinical bases, clinical hospitals and outpatient here. For example, I work in the polyclinic therapy department, and we discuss questions of prophylaxis, how to prevent the diseases. So we explain our students how to work not only in hospital but in outpatient care. So we invited them to polyclinics because the work of hospitals and polyclinics have a lot of differences. Our students, foreign students, take part in many conferences, do research, scientific research under our supervision of senior professors, and they take some nagrady, места, how would I say?
Grants.
Grants, yes, for their research work. Yes, we have agreements, and we work so close with Indian professors too.
Maybe we can have cooperation with other universities. So Perm State Medical University again is a special medical university, not like the classical universities. They have only medical programs, and they have been very actively doing the research programs. All the departments, they have a student scientific society where students, while they are studying, can also do their own research program as per the subject of their choice. The students have been taking part in not only the national conferences but in international conferences also. Some students went to Korea also, I think, the Indian students. They are participating in these conferences and representing the university on international level. And they would be welcome to have collaboration with the Indian universities to again have student and faculty mobility programs and the research collaborations. So yes, they are ready to have such discussions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you. I must add here, what I think most of the Russian medical universities and Russian universities, they have simulation labs. And Palm State specifically had a very state-of-the-art robotics lab. And they teach a lot of simulation to their students, which I think, based upon my experience in the Indian university setups, we do not have such simulation labs. What I have seen in Russian universities, they have some excellent state-of-the-art simulation labs. Everybody has.
This is most standard simulation
Everybody
labs
has,
and anatomic theaters. Of course.
But there are various levels of simulations. So they are at I'll say level 3 of simulations, where we are around level 2 of simulations. And Palm State University has a robotic center as well, where it's an interactive robot which tells you everything about,
It mimics the patients.
it mimics the patient's responses, like what we had in our Forces Medical College. In the department. Yeah. Very good simulators, very good
With
simulators.
real, for example, with real members
In the-
pathology, yes, in cardiological diseases.
That's an add-on. Okay, now we start from the Indian University, whether, what are their strengths and in which way they can collaborate with the Russian universities. So I start with Dr. Rina. Okay. I won't go that far. I would like to make it neat as much as possible. I'll take it.
I request our dean to tell us about the relevant about the university.
Good afternoon, everybody. IGT University is not a very old university. We are only about 20 years old, and the medical college is about 12 years old. So we are in the interesting, but we have really set up a good university with all facilities available. We have got a state-of-the-art National Reference Simulation Center, where we impart training from all other colleges. A lot of faculty comes for training for simulation to our center. And we have both undergraduate, postgraduate teaching programs, and we have got a 720-bedded hospital. And we do interact with a lot of collaboration with a lot of universities regarding a teaching program with faculty here.
So we have a 720, so lots of
You never showed me your lab when I visited you.
Apart from that, there are we have about 18 faculties, other faculties. So a lot of interactive activities keep going on between the medical field as well as the, especially between naturopathy and we started a yoga program also. So we have a lot of interaction between the naturopathy, Ayurveda as well as the medical faculty also.
Then we conduct a lot of tech fest and med fest also. In the technology fest, we have about 300 stalls where all the technical issues are stalls are placed, and we have the students coming from all the school-going students. Nearly this year 20,000 people students we are expecting. So we interact with local population to promote our university among the school students.
And we also have a lot of community-based programs, camps and all which we organize in nearby villages.
Outreach programs.
технические все аспекты медицины рассказывают не только медицинским, но и школьникам. И продвигают новые технические аспекты медицины среди школьников.
Thank you very much, General PK. He represents Al Falah University Medical College. He is the principal.
Good evening, everybody. We are probably the youngest medical college as of now, at least sitting here. We are only 3 years old. Mine is, they are not born as yet. Amrita will come later. Mine is a Muslim reservation unit. It's a Muslim minority university. The university has been there for the last 20 years. We've had all other courses like engineering, BA, English, Hindi. But just 3 years back, 5 years back, they started a hospital. 3 years back, they started a medical college. We have 150 seats. Reservation is 50-50. That means practically 47% for Muslims, 47 some for open seats, and 15 for NRI. And these 150 seats finally work out to 50-50. That means 50% are Muslims, 50% non-Muslims, 50% are girls out of them, 50% are boys. The advantage with this is that the backward community of people in the backward areas who could not get seats so easily have now joined the medical college. But the problem is we are a private medical college, the fees is quite high, so still again there is a little problem. We are following the NMC, earlier NCI and NMC rules verbatim. There is no change anybody can do. We are also having all the possible methods of teaching that are supposed to be there in our medical education. But yet we are new, we are young, and we are trying to catch up with the established colleges. Already in Haryana, we belong to Haryana. Our university comes in Haryana. Although our seats are all open for the entire country, we have already made our place in Haryana Medical College. We have, you can say, a little better intake. Should post about it, it's too early. But we have a little better intake than some of the other colleges. And we are trying to establish the labs as SGT is doing it. And I take full support from my great seniors, Vimal sir, Pawan sir, and my classmate, Kocher. We keep interacting and we keep trying to bring in all the latest technologies of teaching. And yes, we are very open to all suggestions of cooperation and interaction, but just give us a little time. Meaning, let us first establish ourselves, then only we probably send our teachers also to you people to teach. We will offer our, like you interacted with Max and everything, we will also open our universities and colleges to all the students. And the Indian government is doing a very good job. For example, I think already the interns they are already adjusting them in their own country, somehow or the other. So we'll all open up to that and we'll toe the government line. And the government is doing well. Thank you.
Thank you, General PK. Yeah, from Santosh Medical, Dr. Rajeev. All right. Yeah, just a minute. Sorry for the interruption. We have to break for some time because our director has got to go somewhere else for another meeting. And would you like to say a few words before departure?
Yes, just a few. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very sorry to leave because we have another event organized by the Russian Cultural Center, and I must be present there. I must see how it was prepared. But as for this conference, I wish all of you that you find common language, that you find common interests, and so good, what do you call it, продолжение?
Continuation.
Good continuation to your conference. Thank you.
Yeah, Dr. Rajeev, we can continue. He represents Santosh Medical College.
Thank you, everybody. At the outset, I wish to thank the Russian Center for inviting us, and I also welcome our delegates from university is the Santosh Dimpuri University. Our key attraction is our location. We are at 30 minutes from this place. So although it's not in Delhi, it's at the border. We are on the highway and just 34 minutes it's from this place. So that's been a key attraction for our university, which attracts students and other faculty members. We are blessed to be 25-year-old university for over a century now, and medical college started in 1995, and our university started in 2007, so around 10-15 years back. It's a medical university. Another thing which little bit sets us apart is that our promoters, or we can say the owner, they by themselves are super specialists in the medical field. They are doctors themselves. So it's a private university which is run by specialist doctors themselves. So the way it is being run is very methodical, and we have two faculties, primarily medical and dental. We also have the nursing, and we also have the paramedical. And since it's been established for so long, everything is very smoothly run, and we are really well established in all fields. And since the location is such, we attract very good faculty from the capital. So it's just 30 minutes away from my house. So we have a lot of good faculty and students, and we have a student coverage of 80% pan-India. So not only students from Delhi and around are coming, we have students from all over the country. So it's a good representation of students. How we could be of help is, we need to discuss with the universities, Russian universities. And also our research is very well established. Like suggested, we also have a lot of patents and copyrights, and we are in the process of setting up a very advanced research lab at our university. And another unique thing about the university is we have the National Dental Bioethics Unit at our university, which was established by the UNESCO chair in Bioethics IFA. I myself currently am the head and running that program. So that also a very feather in our cap, bioethics. That's a little bit lacking in the medical field. So it's very important to focus on that also. And since we are well established, the focus is our students go for national, international conferences, they win accolades, awards. So, we are in the current right frame of mind and right place to interact with foreign universities and probably have, mutually beneficial collaborations. And also for, bringing us here and able to interact with. Thank you. And I am represented also with Dr. Shalabh. He is the Dean Academics for our university. And I am Dr. Dakshina Best. She is the Director of the Internal Quality Assurance Center. We call it the IQAC. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And Dr. Vanitha, you have to share some of your experiences with your students.
Sure, I can. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Kapoor, for inviting us here. I represent Max Healthcare. Our Indian colleagues would know Max Healthcare as a group of private hospitals, probably expensive hospitals. So we are a group of private hospitals, 17 units in all. Currently, we are mostly based in Delhi and the NCR region. Besides that, we also have a presence in Punjab, in Mohali and Bhatinda, and in Uttarakhand, that's in Dehradun, and in Mumbai, that is in Nagpur. So we currently do, definitely, it's not a medical college, it's not an educational institute separately, but at present, we have around 500 postgraduate students in our hospitals. And we cover around 32 specialities, and these are all national board examination seats through Government of India. So it nearly makes quite a huge number of postgraduate students. Besides that, we have some collaborations where we are doing clinical rotations for MBBS students. So if you count them, that will come to around 150 of them. That's a new experiment that is being done under Dr. Kapoor only. But the whole exercise of starting an observership program with Max came from, was, I would say, Dr. Kapoor's brainchild, but he had discussed with us and he requested us that he wanted the performance of the Russian students, the Indian students in Russia to improve in the FMG exams. And that is where when discussing about what is the lacuna there. And obviously, as all of us know, they do not know about the Indian systems and the Indian cases and the Indian terminologies. And so on basis of that, we started this program, and which was observership for in the three key areas which they need: medicine, surgery, gynae, and pediatrics. So somehow it really became quite beneficial to the students. Probably they were able to put into perspective whatever they've learned in Russia and correlate it with the Indian settings. Also, they found it quite useful to go around in our emergency departments, in our internal medicine department. Specifically, I would say even in the gynae departments and pediatrics, they found it quite interesting, and they found it quite useful because they also interacted with a lot of Indian students, postgraduate students, which are currently working there and they are doing their post-graduation. So I feel that that interaction probably has motivated them, also given them a basic understanding of how things work. As all of us know, most of our students who go to Russia for their MBBS, they plan to come back. They don't want to have the plan to stay there. So most of them want to come here, but they are not able to clear the exam where the hindrance is there. So looking at that, what we have started to, try to include into their curriculum now at our place. Currently, we were only allowing them to go mingle and, actually give them exposure to the Indian ways of medicine. That was in OPDs as well in IPDs, they were allowed to go. But now we have included, as in our simulation lab, we have a high fidelity simulation lab. So I am now including these students to come in and do procedures and learn certain procedures, because at present we are not a medical college, so we cannot allow them to do the procedures on our patients in the hospital, but we definitely are giving them chance to learn basic MBBS level procedures in the simulation lab. Okay, so that is some of the things. Feedback from, I have received a lot of feedback from, and as you can understand, different people, different kinds of resistance in a private hospital. Many of them feel that their theoretical knowledge is not at par, okay, like it should be. Now, I do not know why. I understand the curriculum. I have seen the curriculum of Orenburg, Mali, and all these universities, and so it covers everything. But why this gap happens that when they reach our clinics, the doctors and the clinicians, they feel that their understanding level is not the same as of Indian students. It's not that they don't complain against the Indian students. They do complain against the Indian students also. But yes, so there is a little gap there, which we are trying to bridge by giving them certain classes and giving theoretical lessons by our faculty. They take their sessions. So we have included that now to improve their performances. Let's see what's the result. Okay, we started this collaboration around, I think, 4 years ago.
Almost 4 years.
Yeah, and 2 years were COVID time, so not so many students. But now we have had a rush of students this year. Lots of them have come and they seem pretty interested also. So that is the whole idea, to keep them interested and engaged in this. Once they get interested, they definitely their performance improves. And to all my colleagues here from our Indian universities also, we have, I am a simulation instructor since 2010 as trained in London, and we have set up a lab in NACS since long back, which is being shifted from one place to other, but it has been there, and we have a very good experience of setting up simulation labs, and I'm really happy to see that all the universities are now trying to put up the simulation labs. Please reach out to me if you need any help, because it's a passion of mine, so I would be willing to help you at any point in time. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we have General Vimal Arora. As I told you, he represents the dental services and he is accompanied by Bindu. She is the lead trainer for them, and he will now express himself very lucidly as to what are his expectations from the Russian universities and where all he can provide his strengths and imbibe some strengths from the Russian university. Yeah, General Vimal.
Thank you for inviting me here. Well, friends, it's a pleasure listening to the three universities and also reading about your universities and your accomplishments in the brochures, what you shared with us. Well, I represent dentistry here. I'm the only dentist and the old dentist, senior dentist. You can see my gray hair. Well, me and Pavan go back long many years together. So we are friends from old age. I'm running an establishment which is called Pro Dent. We don't have fancy simulation, but I have very fancy patients. So you don't have to try your hand on simulations because we have something like 45,000 patients every month, and it's growing. So what lacks today the dental students in dental colleges is they do not have enough patients. I find students who come to me without any good practical hand, and dentistry is everything to do with hand skills, very major part in hand skills as compared to medicine. We have that facility because we are placed in 26 cities in the country, and at present we are hiring something like 780 dental surgeons with us, and they are in various levels of seniority. I have another 200 odd dentists who are employed in support functions like training, like quality, like operations, like IT. I have people in IT also. And like everywhere in our departments, we have used dentists to kind of give them an opportunity in very different areas. So we are one institution which is creating a niche in itself, going for a very specific specialty, that is dentistry. We don't have any medical doctor as yet with us, though we do call Pawan sometimes for giving us some help. But when we look at the kind of collaborations, if I talk of, like I can only talk of one with you, that Harvard School of Business, Harvard Business School, which is the topmost school in the world, they send their 6 residents to us every year for a immersion training program for 2 weeks. So that is very creditable for them to recognize us, that Harvard Business School recognizes us, that we can provide them such kind of a training. And they spend 2 weeks with us, taking up certain issues with us, and they take it and they give us what kind of thought process they have, and we have learned to imbibe the teachings of the Harvard Business School in our curriculum also. We have a full-fledged training department which is headed by Ms. Bindu here, and she is managing all the trainings which go on. The major problem with a dentist who qualifies from any college is that they are good in theory, they don't know practical, and when it comes to practice management, they are absolutely found wanting, whichever university they are getting through. because we are the biggest hirers of the dentists. So that is the only thing which I can think of when I look at the university. I don't know. I think Mikhail, probably Mari University, you don't have a dental course as yet. But the other two universities have a dental course. You do not have a dental course as yet. But both of you have. Yes, that's what I could see that. So probably some kind of collaboration which you think. Because I can only provide them the patience and facility to work, and we can work on whatever we can. I have very senior facility. My setup is not a a normal filling and scaling setup. We undertake a huge amount of surgeries. We are tied up with various hospitals to undertake surgeries and big time rehabilitations. We have our own orthodontic centers. And my 73% doctors are specialists. I have specialists, a lot many specialists from Army who are something like 40 years, 30 years of experience, and very senior teachers. We have on our board who are doing the job of regional heads. So there is a well-set organization because we are present in 26 cities, and that's an advantage which a lot of universities are finding. That okay, my students, can they go to Chennai and have some teaching in your institutions? We do that. But mine is a small setup, a clinic which is seeing patients, and then a cluster of 10 to 14 clinics we have ahead, and we are mainly specialty based practice, very heavy on specialty based practice than the general duty, but the number of patients is such that we are keeping ourselves quite busy. This is what in general what I think I can share with you. Whichever way you feel that it can be useful to you, you can tell us. We'll be more than willing because nobody says no to Pawan Kapoor, you see. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Okay, last but not the least, Dr. Sanjeev, what do you have to say? I know you are, EK says, this is the youngest university, your university is still to begin. But Amrita is Amrita.
No, Amrita is already there. Amrita is already means.
I'll start with what Sir mentioned, that you cannot never say no to the who, and that's why we are here today. And thank you for that invitation and thanks for the interaction. I represent Amrita University, which is called as Vishwavidya P2. It's a 20-year-old university. It's an multi-campus university. It's an 8 campus, and ours is the youngest, which is just 3 weeks old. We got a UGC affiliation as a university in Faridabad, but we have campuses in Kochi. Our main university is in Coimbatore, and then we have in Chennai, Bangalore, Mysore, Kochi, Kollam, and then Amravati, and the last one is Faridabad. So we have close to 20,000 students, and other than there are 2 health science campuses, which are Kochi and Faridabad. Other than that, we have engineering colleges, we have Institute of Biotechnology, Institute of Nanosciences, Management, Behavioral Sciences, Arts and Sciences, and Computers. We started, the first institution which got started was a computer institute in 1984, but then the university, unfortunately we are very south-based, and Kerala has its own good points and bad points, so we were not able to start a private, we were not allowed to start a private university because Kerala is a very different country in its behavior. So we have 17 kilometers away from Kerala in Tamil Nadu to establish the first private university. Ministry of Human and Resource Development has a ranking pattern. It is called as NIRF, and we are we are ranked first among the private universities, and ranked 5th among the medical colleges in the country, ranked 8th for the dental college, and ranked 14th for the pharmacy college. We have close to, other than the 2 medical institutions, which is 1350 bed in Kochi and 2600 bed in Faridabad, we have multiple smaller hospitals, which are tribal hospitals. We have 150 bed tribal hospital, which is free of cost. We have multiple palliative home, 500
runs across various states. In Faridabad, we have started this. We are just 3 weeks old, and we have invested heavily on the research center. It's a 7-story building. The peculiarity is that we have a good manufacturing practices lab, and we will be regulatory mechanisms, cell and biotherapies, and giving back to the patient. We are looking at new markers, and genomics and proteomics are one focus area. Very interestingly, one floor is dedicated for a collaborative research, because since we have medical people within peers also, they don't talk to each other. There is a clinical ego, so there is hardly any interaction. Whereas here our founder wants that medical should interact with Institute of Biotechnology, Engineering College, Nanosciences, and come up with something which is cheaper for the community. So research is just not focused on just developing newer devices, newer drug molecules, but it has to go back to the society, and society should benefit. And that's why one floor is dedicated. We will be building our engineering college and biotechnology and nanosciences as soon as this construction gets over. We, very uniquely in Faridabad, we also have a 5-story building for simulation research. We have 4 operation theaters for robotic training. We have its own cath lab and haptic-based simulation training. We have a large animal-based also training, plus the cadaver and the high fidelity and low fidelity. And our basic intention is to provide outstanding care, which is affordable and without compromising in quality. What we can look forward is what we have done with various other universities. We have close to 150 collaborations internationally. There is something called as Grand Challenges, and I think if some of the universities are open, we could do Grand Challenges together. And we recently did it in Canada with one Canadian university and Indian university, where we bid. It's a competitive bidding on some of the good projects, and one Grand Challenges were won. Second important step where we can work together is most of the projects would be jointly as a collaborative project with Department of Biotechnology. That's a fantastic channel where the DBT of Russia and DBT of India can bid together and start some kind of a funding and research program. The third interesting thing what we have seen in international collaborations is that both universities can give a seed funding, can get started, look at which is something which is interesting, and then look for a higher funding. But a good start mechanism, like we recently, when we inaugurated, there were 8 international universities who had come over. So what we have done is not talk big, just talk about few interesting areas of your university and our university. Look at one project, give a part funding from both the universities and get started. Because otherwise if we talk those, it's theoretical and it will not. And we've seen good results. So I think 3 areas of interactions if we can have. Grand Challenges is one. Joint funding mechanism through Department of Biotechnology. And then if internally if the universities are ready to seed fund and look at areas, it could be any burden of diseases or non-communicable diseases where we can get started.
Thank you, Sanjeev. Thank you. So, I know our delegates have to leave for Hyderabad. So, all right, I think thank you very much for being here with us and sparing your valuable time to have this discussion. Some of the suggestions have come forward which have been noted down. Now, these suggestions will be taken back by the universities to their own management, deliberated, discussed, and then they will come up with some solutions and how we can move forward. Meanwhile, you all can also carry back something that what are the areas which you must have seen where you can collaborate. So that collaboration system, you can keep an ongoing, interaction. Like Dr. Sanjeev said, we don't talk to each other, we talk to each other more often now. And ensure that we take this movement forward. And then in subsequent visits, we can ink it down. So thank you all very much. I'm personally grateful to each one of you for being here. Before we close, we have a small signing-in ceremony. And the signing is for a contract of mutual understanding between Santosh Medical College and Mari State University for collaborating with medical education, research and faculty exchange student exchange program, as well as to give opportunities for internship for students. So, you all can please come up and have that signing-in ceremony.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All of you are cordially invited for a cup of tea in the cafeteria down below. Please write up to the cafeteria.
Oh, it's a